The Melbourne newspaper columnist Andrew Bolt has been found guilty of breaching the Racial Discrimination Act. He'd been taken to court over articles which questioned the motives of what he called fair-skinned people who identified themselves as Aborigines. The ABC's Kerry Ritchie was in court for the judgment. Kerry, how did these articles end up in court?
Hello, Tracy. Well, 9 Indigenous Australians who'd been named in those pieces took this to court, saying that they had been offended, ashamed and intimidated by what Mr Bolt wrote in 2010. So some of those people were in court today and cheered up the back when the judge came out saying that he believed that Andrew Bolt did know the implications of this piece and what it would cause. He said that he did not like the intention. There were errors in the pieces and distortions, and that Andrew Bolt had used provocative language. We'd heard earlier in court that Andrew Bolt had never contacted any of the 9 people whose names he had mentioned in his pieces and had relied very heavily on the search engine Google. So outside the court, some of the plaintiffs, Jeff Clark, of course, some former ATSIC chairman, and the activist Pat O'Toole had a lot to say and were delighted.
We are absolutely delighted. It is the result that we expected. It was never about free speech. It's always been a question of professionalism.
I think today we made a statement that difference is not something to be feared in this country. I think the right to be different, the right to look different, to act different, to feel different. I think the prejudices that Mr Bolt and Harold Sunt has been advocating has now been defeated. I think the sword of justice is struck.
Kerry, what was Andrew Bolt's defence?
Well, Andrew Bolt has said all along that this was fair comment. I mean, the 2 pieces that the judge was looking at were under the headings, it's hip to be black and white is the new black. But Andrew Bolt has said that, look, this discussion is one that had to be had in Australia and that this was a case of freedom of speech. Now, Andrew Bolt was joined in court by his family, and when the judge was releasing his findings, he seemed to keep his eyes down a lot. But Andrew Bolt has said in the past that he will not apologise for this, and he has also said in previous court cases that he's being painted as a bigot, and that is not the case at all.
Does this set some sort of precedent about reporting about people's ethnic origins, whether they're real or perceived?
Yeah, the judge was very clear on this and said that this case has brought up a lot of very interesting ethical questions. Now, the judge said that the Racial Discrimination Act does not mean that we cannot have discussions about Indigenous Australians, but he did say that it was the intention of this piece that he didn't like, and the fact that there were so many errors. So we really want to point out that we can have these debates in Australia. We just can't have them the way that Andrew Bolt wanted to write them. So it was really, the crux of it really was not the debate, it was that there were so many errors and distortions in the pieces.
Kerry Ritchie, thank you.